Years. Yo, I haven't uploaded in about 2 years, so I thought, why not upload a video, trying something new. I'm gonna react to a couple of true horror stories by IMR Scare Tales. This is my first time doing this, so I'm sorry if I'm bad at it. But if you guys like it, then maybe I'll do more in 2 years. Okay, the first one is gonna be uh, true OnlyFans. I almost said OnlyFans. What the fuck is OnlyFans? Why the fuck can't I speak? Like, why can't I speak properly? Okay. Anyways, let's start. Let me shut the fuck up and let's start. Okay.
I started an OnlyFans account over the summer to support myself through
Looks
school,
devious. What the
and
fuck?
things were great
She looks
until I
devious as
posted my
fuck.
shopping wish list. Sometimes admirers like to gift their favorite models, so
Uh-huh.
I thought to let them know what I like. Also, a smart move to get the things I want. After dinner, I went for a night jog. I work all day, so I hardly get time to work out. I was running on the empty street. The street lights were the only thing awake in the neighborhood beside me.
I don't know about you guys, but no. I no. I wouldn't run at night. I'm sorry. I would just not. No. Just no. Because no. Like, I would rather go to a gym or something. Like, I'm not gonna run through this. But I guess depends on how long she's planning on to run, you know. Okay, let me shut the fuck up.
I stopped under a tree to catch my breath, and I noticed a black RV parked on the other side of the street. I saw a
See,
figure in the car and could tell he was
this
looking at
right
me,
here is why you don't
but I
run at
couldn't
night.
make out his face because it was dark inside the car.
Man,
Feeling a bit uneasy, I picked up my speed.
get the fuck
When I
back
started to
home.
move, the car began to follow me.
This
I
is when
sprinted
you
home
this is when you turn around. You stare your driver right in their eyes and you pull out your gun and you go like, "What the fuck do you want, man?" You know? You go like, "Grrr." I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. I would sprint home. I'm not about that life. I'm going. I'm running straight home.
locked the door. From the living room window, I watched the van stop in front of my house and the driver's side window slide down.
Hey,
I knew the man driving the car. He was my uncle, a cousin of my dad. Shivers ran down my
man, if you don't get your big ass Netflix originals, big head ass looking ass bitch, yeah, get out of here. Look at this dude's head. He looks like an aged, like a really aged version of Nick from Big Mouth. Like, you can't tell me he doesn't. Like, look at this bitch. Look at this bitch.
spine as I watched him drive away.
And he was horny as fuck, dude. So this all makes sense. Her uncle is Nick from Big Mouth.
After a few seconds of scavenging. I don't think he saw me watch him.
Oh, he
The
definitely
next
did.
morning, I went to check the mail. There was an envelope addressed to my OnlyFans name with $100 in it, but no note. I was currently still at home with my parents, who had no idea about my OnlyFans account, so I didn't say anything to them. A few weeks later, I met my uncle at my aunt's Thanksgiving dinner. He stood in the corner and eyed me the whole time.
Bro, what are you doing? Okay.
It felt so weird the way he watched me in a room full of people. I avoided him like the plague. And then a few seconds later, I didn't see him, so I went to get a soda from the fridge. I opened it and
Hello, Martha.
Okay.
I smiled awkwardly. Hi, Uncle Richie. I started to walk away, and he followed me this time.
So how's school?
Good?
Any plans for the holidays?
Not yet. I decided to give him one-word replies until he left me alone.
You know, I must say, for a girl of your age, you look quite mature.
This is when you shake the shoulder, pop it on, right in his face. You know? You know? You splash the fuck out of that soda right on his ass face.
Quite big, if you know what I mean.
Oh, you did not just say that.
I saw my dad at a
Oh.
distance. I got so freaked out by
did
his
not
creepy
just say
comments.
that.
I yelled,
Where have I seen this dude before? This dude looks familiar. Familiar. Why the fuck does he look familiar? Why is this dude's pants up so high? I know that shit is covering his belly button. Pull your pants down. My guy. What the
Dad, Uncle Richie is saying something. Come here.
He's saying something.
Uncle Richie's face turned cold right away. I could see the tension in his eyes
Bro.
now. He gave me a death
Nah,
stare
look at
and
that,
walked
bro.
away without caring.
I'm like
to
my
talk to
left
dad.
nut ball.
My dad came to me
Nutball.
and seeing Uncle Richie leave all of a sudden asked,
What happened? Didn't you say Rich had something to say to
I'm
me?
just not gonna.
yeah, I think he went to the washroom, probably feeling sick from all the wine. My dad shrugged his shoulder and went back to the party. For the rest of the night, Uncle Richie didn't even look at me. A few more days went by. One night it was raining heavily outside. Thunder and lightning kept me up, so I thought I'd post some pictures for my fans. I wore one of my pink swimsuits and posed in front of the mirror.
Okay.
I clicked a few photos and suddenly noticed the reflection of my window on the mirror behind me.
Oh,
My room is
it's
on the
Uncle
ground floor,
Richie.
facing the street. I saw the same black car parked outside my window. And this time,
Oh.
the driver's
With the binoculars.
side window was
With
down.
the
My uncle
binoculars.
was sitting
Richie.
in the car and watching me
Come
with
on, my
binoculars.
boy. With the
I
binoculars.
ran to the window and
though.
closed the curtains
That's
immediately.
foul.
A loud sound
What
of an
the
engine
fuck?
rumbling with tires screeching. Uncle Richie
Bitch.
drove away.
That's
That night,
what
I
the
cried myself to sleep. I didn't go online
Oh,
for
you
2
did.
days. And then, out of nowhere, I got this text from my uncle.
Hey, Martha. Uncle Richie here. Since the day I stumbled onto your OnlyFans, I can't admire how pretty you are. I was thinking if me and some of my friends could join your page. Also, do you have any more friends of yours in OnlyFans? My friends would love to subscribe to them too. Don't be shy.
I blocked him everywhere. I don't go to meets where there's a possibility I'd come across Uncle Richie. My parents don't know anything because they will never agree to me having an OnlyFans account. I will slap him if he ever comes near me. The story you just
Oh,
saw
shit.
is loosely based on this creepy real-life event posted by OnlyFans model Carly Brooks. Carly has
Okay.
been doing OnlyFans for a while now. Her followers love her very much, and she's happy about it. But one night, she got a text from her own uncle.
Hey kiddo, this your uncle Big Mouth. I think I might have stumbled across a video of you today. Monkey emoji. Bro, very nice. Do you happen to know Riley? Also, do you have an OnlyFans? My friend wants to know. What the
Wanting to be in her OnlyFans. She shared the creepy text her uncle sent her, which went viral.
It's just knowing that it's based off a real thing though. Like no, hell no, that's just. Video is gonna be a foster care horror story. I actually knew a foster kid back in third grade or so. She was really nice. Sadly though, uh, she she moved a lot between families, but she was a really good person, and I hope she's doing well now. So, yeah. By the way, if you guys have any like scary stories, feel free to share them. Because I'm interested in scary stories. Okay. Oh shit. But yeah. I'm just.
My mother died from a drug overdose, and I never met my father. Eventually, I was put into foster care, and at that time, I was 10 years old. I wasn't exactly a little kid, nor a teenager. I was extremely awkward, and being a girl child with no guardian to look after had perks of its own. The state put me into a foster home located on the outskirts of the city. The house belonged to a woman named Mona, who was in her late 40s.
Mona Lisa?
She ran the
That
foster
you?
home with 5 kids, including me. Her boyfriend often came to visit her. I never quite liked the guy. He had a very rough face. There was a huge scar on his cheek, which signified he must have been in a horrible fight, because that was nothing but a knife scar. Anyways, Mona seemed fond of that guy. Whenever he came, she used to dress and make up a lot. They used to go out and return late at night. By the time they came back, we were all asleep. Among those kids, my only friend was my roommate Maria. Her mother left her on the road, and she was put into foster care by an NGO. Every child who lived in that house had a tragic past to deal with. Mona was not a very affectionate person, but she never ill-treated any of us. She celebrated all of our birthdays on a particular day.
Okay.
This was probably her way of cutting the costs as much as possible.
I mean,
Our rooms
she's not a
were
bad person.
upstairs. Mona's
She's doing her
bedroom
best.
was the biggest room
Or,
in the house.
I guess.
She slept downstairs. I was playing with Maria in the backyard one day. She
Taking care
accidentally
of you
fell
guys,
from
that's
the
good.
swing and hurt her leg. I went to call Mona and knocked on her bedroom
Mona
door.
Lisa, where
As she
you
opened
at?
I noticed multicolored wallpaper
fuck
stuck on the
is-
walls of her entire room. There were flowers and butterflies printed on them.
Let me just pause. I do not like this type of shit. Like wallpapers with like flowers and like small people on them and butterflies. Like it's just creepy to me. I don't know why, but it's just creepy. You know?
I stood in awe seeing the grandeur of the room. Her room seemed like a different world altogether because of those vibrant wallpapers. She went to get Maria, but I stood there and kept looking around. Mona got busy with Maria in the living room. I was taking a close look at the wallpaper when suddenly a woman whispered in my ear.
We've been trying to contact you regarding your car's extended warranty.
Oh my. That gave me the fucking chills, dude. What the fuck? I didn't even make a sound for a second there. Like, what the fuck? It's creepy as. There's gonna be people inside the walls. There's gonna be people inside the walls.
Jumped back immediately out of shock. I looked around, but I was the only one standing in that room at the moment. I didn't understand. Was it all my imagination, or did I really hear a woman's voice? Hello? Is there anybody here? I said nervously. No reply came back, but I started to hear a whispering sound. I concentrated
nah, get
on
the
the
fuck
sound
out of there,
and
bro.
figured out it was coming from the bedroom wall right in front of me. I got closer and placed my ear on the wall. What are you doing? I turned around
Oh
and saw
my
Mona
God.
standing there and looking at me with a surprised face. Nothing. I was just watching the wallpaper. You have a beautiful room, Mona, I said. Well, thank you, sweetheart. Come on, let's go. It's time for lunch, she replied. Without wasting a single second more, I left the room with a very awkward face. I knew she saw me leaning on the wall and listening, like a crazy person. A few months passed. 2 kids got adopted, and it was only the 3 of us left in that house. Maria, a boy named Tony, and myself. Tony
Tony.
was younger than
It's
us.
Tony.
Hence, he
The
always
little
listened
boy
to us.
Tony.
One day, Mona was working in the kitchen when
Working.
suddenly a leak took place under the kitchen sink.
Oh shit.
She called Marco for help. Marco came and started to check out the leak on the pipeline. I was sitting at the kitchen table and watching him work. I think there's a screw that needs to be tightened. Shoot, I don't have a wrench, Marco said. I think there's one in the basement, Mona replied. None of the kids liked to go to the basement, as it was dark and dingy. But Mona was busy and Marco was working as well. So I volunteered.
Man,
I switched on the
you
basement light
cannot
and slowly-
get me to. No, I will never. I would never volunteer to go down into the basement. I don't care. I'm sending one of the. I'm sending Tony. Tony, reliable Tony. Tony is going down there. I stay safe. Tony, go on. Save us. Go down there. Get the wrench. I'm not going down there, Tony.
slowly went down the stairs. The basement had a funky smell, probably because it had no window or vent, as such to let the air flow. On the right corner stood a wooden shelf. I saw the wrench sitting on the shelf. I walked to pick it up, just when I noticed a big trunk in the left corner.
There's gonna be a dead body
I thought
in there.
that there might be toys or something exciting in there. But as I got closer to the trunk, I noticed it was sealed with a metal lock.
There's gonna be a dead.
There's nothing but junk in it. My eyes followed the
Fucking
voice,
hell,
and I saw
Marco.
Marco coming down the stairs of the basement. Then why is it locked? I asked curiously. Marco watched me
There's
for
a
a
dead
moment,
body in
and
there.
then walked to the shelf and picked up the wrench. Come on, let's go. We got what we were looking for, he said. I came out of the basement and he locked the door behind me. I'm not sure, but since that day I started to realize that there was something wrong with this place. At night I could hear voices running
haunted.
through the halls, but the more I tried to listen, the more they faded away.
Creepy
One
as
night,
fuck.
I got up from my bed hearing a quarrel downstairs. I tiptoed from my room and peeked from upstairs. I saw Mona and Marco were having a serious argument,
Oh
but they were
shit.
speaking in a rough, low voice. What are you saying? Are you out of your mind? Look, I'm telling you, this kid will get us in trouble. Don't talk like an idiot. She's just a dumb kid. She'll never be able to guess the
That
truth.
there's a dead body
She
in their
asked me
chest.
what was in the trunk today? We have to get rid of it. Oh, come on. Did you chicken out because of a kid? Don't you remember how fooled the cops in California were?
Excuse me?
Darling, there's nothing to worry about, okay? Just relax. I will keep the basement locked at all times from now on. Happy?
What
Yeah,
the
that'll be better.
fuck?
I'll look for a place to get rid of the trunk soon. They went to their bedroom and I returned to my bed. What could be inside of that trunk?
A dead
kept
body.
thinking. From that day, Mona always kept the basement door locked, but they
There's
couldn't
gonna
keep
be
the
a
mystery
dead body
hidden for
in
long.
there.
It was a Saturday night. Mona and Marco were out. Tony, Maria, and I were watching TV in
Man,
the
get
living
the
room.
fuck out of there.
Hey, let's
It's
play
a
hide and
dead-
seek, Maria suddenly
Oh,
said.
Maria's gonna be
Tony
dead.
and I
The-
agreed.
The
and we started
ghost
the game.
is gonna kill Maria.
After a
I'm
few
calling
turns of
it.
play,
The ghost is
it was my
called
turn to
killing
find
Maria.
everyone. Ready or not, here I come. I rushed
Maria is
upstairs
dead.
and started to look for Maria. I easily managed to find Tony as he hid under
Tony,
the bed.
what are you doing
but
under
Maria
the bed,
was
Tony?
nowhere to be found. I realized that she might have hidden downstairs.
Maria.
I rushed downstairs
is
and
gonna
after
find a
checking the
dead
entire
body,
living
or
room,
she's gonna be
the only
dead
place left
herself.
to hide was Mona's bedroom, because the basement was already locked. I pushed the door of Mona's room
Oh
and said,
god.
I know you're hiding in here
No,
somewhere,
I'm gonna
Maria.
get jump scared.
I smelled a strong
Oh,
chemical in
fuck
Mona's
no,
room.
fuck no, fuck
The
no, fuck
odor
no,
was
fuck no,
coming
fuck
from
no,
the
fuck no.
walls. She sprayed something
Stop
on the
it.
wallpaper, which made her
Stop.
room smell like hospital cabins.
Stop it.
I walked close
Stop
to the
it.
right wall and checked the vibrant wallpaper pasted
fucking
on
hell,
it.
dude.
As I touched the wallpaper, it felt wet to me, and I became
Don't-
sure that there was a weird liquid applied all over. Suddenly, Maria came out of
Are you-
Mona's cupboard and tried to play a scary prank on me. As she went to grab my neck from behind, I turned around and skillfully dodged her, which resulted in
Oh,
her
what the fuck?
stumbling upon the wall. As soon as she fell onto the soggy wallpaper, she accidentally tore it, creating a hole. hundreds of ants and spiders started to crawl out from that hole.
Fuck no.
It was clear that these insects lived underneath the wallpaper.
I don't know.
We were absolutely terrified
Oh,
and
that's so
came out of the
gross.
house
That's so
crying
nasty.
in fear. Our next door neighbor, Mr. Stewart, came rushing to
Yeah,
our house.
yeah, Mr.
He
Stewart.
got inside Mona's room, and don't know why he immediately called the cops.
Oh my
Within
days.
15 to 20 minutes,
Fucking
the
make it
cop
smell
cars
the goddamn
came,
body.
and we saw Mr. Stewart telling them something
Oh.
with a fearful face. The cops broke into the basement, and a horrible truth moved us all. Mona and Marco were none other than convicted murderers who robbed and killed people in California.
I mean, I already knew.
They murdered around 6 to 7 people.
I already knew.
And magically found a
I
way to
called
hide
it.
the corpses.
I mean, I said
They
Maria would
escaped
die
from
due to the
California
ghost,
and
but
came here to live in disguise.
well,
But
you
the
know.
cops found out that the bones of those victims were kept in that trunk.
What the
They would never
fuck?
have been able to discover what happened to the victim's whole body if not for the day that Maria scratched those wallpapers accidentally. Yes, Mona and Marco skinned their victims and turned their skin into house wallpaper.
Oh,
But
that's
they were no professionals, hence they couldn't preserve the skin properly, which attracted insects. They were trying to drive the insects away by using chemicals, but they couldn't hide their grotesque crime. When the cops handcuffed Marco and
Use
Mona,
the
I
skin
was
as
standing on the house porch
wallpaper.
with Mariah and Tony.
That is so
While walking
fucked.
towards the cop car, Marco looked at me and then to Mona. I told you that kid would get us in trouble. I should have choked that bitch right in her sleep that day.
Oh,
I still
damn.
can't forget his blood-red
A
eyes
kid?
when he said how much he
Dude.
wanted to kill me that night. Now it all makes
Fuck.
sense to me. That woman's voice from the wall, those whispers running around the house.
Oh,
But I
stop.
can't tell these to anyone. I know that no one will believe me. I'm just lucky that I didn't end up in their trunk, or as wallpaper on their wall.
So they.
Step into Wix Studio, the web creation platform built for agencies.
So they skin their victims, and then what the fuck? They skin their victims, and then they painted on they stitched the skins together, painted on it, and used it as wallpaper. Oh, that is so fucked. What the fuck? That is actually crazy. That one jump scare really got me though. The help me. Like no. I'm not even gonna go back to that. Fucking hell. Anyways, I'm gonna end it there. If you enjoyed my shitty ass reactions, like, and maybe I'll upload a new video in 2 years, or maybe I'll start uploading again. Who knows? Anyways, thanks for watching, and yeah, don't use people's skin as wallpaper. See ya.